In its own twisted way, Faith brought the Widows of Vengeance to raid my forge world of Valtor. They descended upon us with a ferocity that left us all unprepared. The possessed charged towards us, their lupine forms howling with madness, while the cultists followed close behind, hacking and slashing with chainswords. My fellow defenders fought back as best they could, but we were hopelessly outmatched. The widows had come for blood, and they would not be denied. Scorned Sister led the charge, her bolter barking out its deadly hymn as she cut a path through my comrades. I knew of her legend as a ruthless warrior, and now I saw it with my own eyes. She was a force to be reckoned with, and I prayed to the God Emperor that she would not come for me. However, Scorned Sister did notice us, a group of survivors huddled together, trying to fend off the attacking cultists. We wore the garb of the planet's native inhabitants, enslaved by the Adeptus Mechanicus, and I recognized the fear in our eyes. Scorned Sister charged towards us, her bolter tearing apart the cultists in her way. She stood before us, her chainsword humming with anticipation. "Join us," she said, her voice low and dangerous, "or die." I looked at my fellow survivors, fear and uncertainty etched on their faces. Scorned Sister's words struck a chord. We had been enslaved, abused, and mistreated by our own kind. Betrayed and left to fend for ourselves, we all knew what it was like to suffer injustice. With a nod from our leader, we picked up whatever weapons we could find and joined the battle. We fought with a ferocity born of desperation, and soon the tide of the battle began to turn. The Widows of Vengeance were caught off guard by the sudden surge in resistance. The possessed had charged ahead without caution and were now cut off from the main force. The cultists, facing stiffer resistance than they anticipated, began to falter. But Scorned Sister was undeterred. She fought with a single-minded determination, her rage at the injustices she had suffered driving her forward. She cut a path through the defenders once again, heading straight for us who had dared to defy her. Our leader met her in combat, wielding a crude blade made from scavenged metal. Scorned Sister sneered in contempt, her chainsword whirring to life. The two clashed in a storm of sparks, each blow ringing out with deadly intent. But Scorned Sister's training, equipment, and experience won out, and she soon had our leader at her mercy. Our leader looked up at her, defiance still in her eyes. "Kill me if you must," she said, "but know that we will never bow to monsters." Scorned Sister hesitated for a moment, her grip on her weapon tightening. Then with a wild swing, her chainsword craving the flesh of our leader's skull, Scorned Sister butchered her with malice, her cries falling on deaf ears as we all froze, unable to look away. But then she relaxed, her anger dissipating. "Join us," she said again, offering her hand to us survivors. "Fight with us. Together we can make the universe pay for the injustices we have suffered." We looked at Scorned Sister's outstretched hand, and then at our leader's own weapon, now lying useless on the ground. We knew that there was no going back from this moment, that we would be forever changed by this choice. But in the end, there was only one choice to make. I was the first to take Scorned Sister's hand, and the two of us turned to face the battle once again with a newfound anger, a haze of blood. We all fought together with the Widows of Vengeance, against the humans and Skitari defenders. The battle was long and grueling, but in the end, we emerged victorious. We survivors looked at each other, uncertain of what was to come, but also knowing that we had found a new purpose. We scavenged what we could, gathering tech and treasure to bring aboard the Widow's flagship, Crimson Storm. And then, as the last of us climbed aboard, we set sail into the warp, ready to seek vengeance for all the injustices we had suffered. As we left Valtor behind, I knew that I had left my old life behind as well. I was now a part of something greater. The injured and weak saw no mercy. They were taken deep into the bowels of the ship, into the possessed dens, where they'll become lupines or food, while us who were trained fought in the pits of the vessel to determine our place.
Hello, thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more, watch more. If not, at least like, comment, subscribe. It helps us out. Appreciate it. Catch you in the next one. Peace.